Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rachakodash, and double honors to other apostles, a great millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful members of the elect, the Bachayim, the house of David, that's been preordained, predestined to get delivered in these last times and to be the ruling governing body of the nation Yasha'Allah. MOT update. This is from CNBC. Brain implant cleared by FDA, Food and Drug Administration, for precision neuroscience, a Musk Neuralink rival. Right. So this is another corporation that's designing brain implants, and they are a rival corporation opposed to Elon Musk's corporation Neuralink. And yeah, the MOTB it's been here, and the process of it being mandated real soon, it's going to be even quicker. This is going to push Neuralink to go even faster and making more brain implants and distributing them out to patients, which will eventually transpire to the masses of the people, spoken of in Revelation 13, verse 16, which I'll get that in a minute. So let's read these key points. Precision Neuroscience announced that a core component of its brain implant system has been approved by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. The company is building a brain-computer interface that will eventually help paralyzed patients restore functions such as speech and movement. Right, that's one of the miracles. If we get Revelation 13, verse, I'll start at verse 14. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them, the beast is this man's system, okay? This beast system, this man's empire that you see today, compromised the NATO and EU, 7 heads and 10 horns, and the whore that sits on top is America, Esau's capital, Basra. And those miracles, when he comes down with that chip, and already you see it in progress, him chipping people, it's healing paralysis. It's healing people of different ailments. I believe, I think palsy. Okay, but these are the miracles. And it's on a carnal level. And on the flip side, when we get that spiritual power, we're going to be healing people. Okay? But see, Esau has to do it in a carnal way. He has to actually carve into your skin, into your skull, or if the chip is in your hand, he has to dig up in there, and it takes a process to ultimately get it to function. When we get that spiritual power, it's going to be immediately. So let's get that word miracles.
Strong's G 4592. Say Mayan.
A sign, mark, token. A sign, prodigy, portent, an unusual occurrence transcending the common course of nature. Right, so people getting healed of their current state that they were in prior to receiving that chip. They might be paraplegic, or they can't use their legs, right? Paralyzed from the waist on down, or Bell palsy, or any other type of ailments that Esau says he can heal with this brain interface computer chip. So it says again, verse 14, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by those means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, right? That part of the image is this man's neural order. And part of the neural order is going to be this RFID chip. Okay? And again, if you read up actually as well, and he doeth the great wonders so that he make a fire come down from heaven on the earth and the side of man. This man has laser beams, direct energy weapons. Okay? That he has received on the left-hand side from the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and his only begotten Son. His name is Yahweh Shai, by the way. Yahweh Shai, he delivers, or he saves, and Yahweh, he is, he exists, or he is to be. Those are the true names of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and his only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. His true name is Yahweh Shai. And it says, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles. Okay, a lot of people are going to be deceived and taking this chip. Because who doesn't want to be healed if they've been in a wheelchair all their life? They've been blind their whole life. On a carnal level, that's satisfying to know that you can be healed. You can be made whole again. But you got to do it through a carnal way. And we're here to tell you to not take that chip, because if you take that chip, you will be destroyed by the Heavenly Father. If you take that chip, you're saying that Esau Edom is your power, the elites, the international banking families. And if you take that chip, you can be hacked. You can be controlled. It's a computer chip. Okay? It even says it in Revelation, real quick. I'll go back to this. Revelation, let me see. Where's that at? Where it says, well, I'll get this one, Revelation 14, verse 10. It says, actually, I'll start verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured without mixture into the cup of his indignation. You're going to get the full judgment, which is what? The ICBM missiles. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone, the ICBM missiles, nuclear fire, in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb when Yahushua returns. And the smoke or the other torment is sent up forever and ever, just a long time, because America will be burned. It'll be on fire, and it's going to burn for a very long time. And then after that, the aftermath will be, it will turn to a desert, never inhabited by people again. Just a monument of what wickedness was like, and this is the aftermath, destruction. And they have no rest day nor night, right? Because people are going to be, when they take that chip, it's going to be messing them up. And you can kind of see that, well, no, not even kind of. You can see that today with this whole 5G energy, right? You have birds dying. I saw a video where bees were just on the ground dead, and they were next to a 5G tower. I saw a picture of a tree on the right side. It was next to 5G, and that right side of the tree was dead, but on the left side it was still alive because of that. Because again, that 5G, it emits frequencies, and it messes you up, right? It destroys you on a cellular level. With the frequencies and the radiation it exudes. So you take that chip, again, the same thing. That frequency, that radiation that's going to exude out of that chip, you're going to be hacked, and who knows what the hell you might turn into, or what's going to be the aftermath, but it's not good. Okay, it says, and they had no rest day nor night, who worship the beast in his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name, right? Now let's go back. It says, back in Let me see, what was I? Verse 14 again. And he deceived them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. Right. So let's get back to this article. Salaki, that how to get how to break down those scriptures. But now let's get to the good part. All right. It says the third one and the key points. Now check this out. Other prominent startups in the space include Elon Musk, Neuralink, and Synchron. All right, the Synchron is another corporation that does brain interface chipping, which is backed by Amazon founder Jeff Bezos and Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates. And it's no coincidence. Remember, Bill Gates was pushing out the the VAXX, the inoculations. He had a whole what's the word? Trying to think of the word sloggy, but he was talking about on TEDx. TEDx. All right. Just trying to think of the word, but I'll say a seminar, if you will. I don't think that's the right word. I can use seminars more like teaching, but well, yeah, a conference or other meeting for discussion or training. Right. So I'll say a seminar. It was a discussion, definitely, like a conference, a convention. Right. So that's the right word, seminar. So he had a whole seminar talking about this inoculations and how it correlated with depopulation. Okay, and fair use, because they'll take these videos down if you speak of these words. Ridiculous. But he brought this out years before. Before what? The whole pandemic, before 2020, when the whole world was hit with those lockdowns. Okay, now Jeff Bezos, if you don't know about him, the creator of Amazon. Now I asked GBT, I said, is Jeff Bezos considered a lobbyist or someone who has, high position and they can persuade and influence higher authorities, government officials? Like Elon Musk, for example. It says he's not considered a lobbyist officially, but he does exert significant political influence, mostly through Amazon's lobbying efforts, right? Here's how it works. Amazon, the company Bezos founded, spends millions of dollars each year on lobbying the U.S. government. These efforts target regulations, taxes, labor laws, and antitrust issues, and more. It says, while Bezos himself isn't a registered lobbyist, he meets with politicians, spends high-level events, and influences public policy through his wealth platform and ownership of the Washington Post. Yeah, he's a billionaire, so definitely. So while not a lobbyist by title or legal definition, he's a powerful figure in the broader ecosystem of influence and lobbying in Washington. He's backing up this whole corporation and Bill Gates. It's no coincidence. There's two billionaires who can push and influence this company of brain interface chipping to get the masses chipped through their corporations, Amazon and Microsoft. You see? So let's go back. Now let's read. It says neurotech startup Precision Neuroscience on Thursday announced that a core component of its brain implant system has been approved by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, a major win for the 4-year-old company. Precision is, it's called Precision. Okay, Precision Neuroscience. Okay, that's what it's called. Precision Neuroscience. Okay. Because Synchron, I remember a few years ago, they got even passed, they got authorized or approved by the FDA. Okay, that's another rival corporation, if you will. So I'm just reading this again up top. So yeah, Neuralink and Synchron is backed by Amazon founder Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates. Wow, so they're definitely going to back this company up as well. That's three companies right there that deals with the chipping. Yeah, this thing is on its way. Definitely. Okay. Precision is building a brain computer interface, or BCI. What is that? Let's get it real quick. What's a wireless BCI? A BCI is a brain computer interface. It's a type of brain computer system that reads brain signals like electrical activity from neurons, possesses those signals, and sends data wirelessly to an external device like computer, prosthetic, or smartphone. Okay, I'm not going to get too deep into it, but that's basically it. Okay, what's it used for? Helping people with paralysis, control devices, neuroprosthetic like robotic limbs, monitoring neurological conditions, gaming, mental focus tools, or communication tools, brain to brain or brain to machine communication research. Right. And it says, want to know about specific wireless BCI brain computer interface tech like Neuralink or something more consumer level like Emotive or NextMind? I might have to look that up later. I might have to look that up. Now, Emotive and NextMind. It says the company's BCI. Oh, it's lucky. It says Precision is building a brain computer interface or a BCI, which is a system that decodes neural signals and translate them into commands for external technologies. Right, we just read that. The company's BCI will initially be used to help patients with severe paralysis restore functions such as speech and movement, according to its website. Right, those miracles, you know. Only part of Precision system was approved by the FDA on Thursday. So remember that name. We're going to start seeing more of that name, that company. Precision, Neuroscience, Synchron. You're going to definitely see that. And of course, the biggest is Neuralink. That's the head runner. Only part of Precision system was approved by the FDA on Thursday, but it marks the first full regulatory clearance granted to a company developing a wireless BCI. Precision said in a release. Other prominent startups in the space include Elon Musk, Neuralink, and Synchron, which is backed by Amazon founder Jeff Bezos and Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates. So I believe Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates, they just back up. They're just backing up Synchron, not Neuralink. Okay. As it's written right here. Let me see. This is a foundational moment for Precision. Dr. Benjamin Rappaport, Precision's co-founder. I'm gonna have to look him up. Let me see. Let's look this nigga up. But yeah, let's look this guy up real quick. Benjamin Rappaport. Huh. Let's see, what's he all about? Mount Sinai. Rappaport. Where does that name go back to? Slocky. I just want to know, is he one of them? Them, you know who? Them small hats. I'm gonna look up his name real quick. Rappaport, last name. Oh wow. Yup. I can't say that word. J-O Ashkenazi, last name. Oh yeah, he's one of them. Amalekite. Yup. I mean, he looks like one. What is he? Ben Rappaport, MD, PhD, is an assistant professor of neurosurgery at the Ichan School of Medicine at Mount Sinai. As a neurosurgeon in the school skull-based surgery center, he treats adult patients with a diverse range of conditions. He specializes in minimally invasive technologically enabled surgery of the skull base and ventricular system, including endoscopic surgery for pituitary tumors and comprehensive management of adult hydrocephalus. He also has a major applied research interest in the emerging field of brain computer interfaces. So I'm not going to get too much into this guy. Okay. But that's him. Yeah, he's a neurosurgeon in the Skull Based Surgery Center. Okay. And, right, and I get the last part. He let's see if I can block you. Again, he also has a major applied research interest in the emerging field of brain-computer interfaces, right? So Benjamin Rappaport. Remember that name. I feel like we're going to see more of this nigga in the future. So he's Precision's Neuroscience co-founder and chief science officer, said in a statement. Rappaport also helped co-found Musk Neuralink in 2017 before departing the following year. Okay, wow. The piece of precision system that the FDA approved is called the Layer 7 Cortical Interface. The microelectrode array is thinner than a human hair and resembles a piece of yellow Scotch tape. Each array is made up of 1,024 electrodes that can record, monitor, and stimulate electrical activity on the brain's surface. When it is placed on the brain, Precision says it can conform to the surface without damaging any tissue. The FDA authorized Layer 7 to be implanted in patients for up to 30 days, and Precision will be able to market the technology for use in clinical settings. This means surgeons will be able to use the array during procedures to map brain signals, for instance. It is not Precision's end goal for the technology, but it will help the company generate revenue in the near term. Precision has temporarily implanted the Layer 7 in 37 patients so far. See, look at that. Okay, and again, Layer 7 cortical interface. Okay, it says again it's a microelectrode array, or the microelectrode array is thinner than a human hair, resembles a piece of yellow Scotch tape. Let me just look that up. Let's get an image of that. Okay, let's just see. Let's get it. Let me see. Should I put BCI? Okay. Okay. Microelectrode arrays are core components of brain-computer interfaces, allowing for the recording and stimulation of neuronal activity. Okay, so they record and they allow recording and stimulation of neuronal activity in your brain. These devices, often implanted in the brain, provide a direct pathway for communication between the nervous system and external devices. Okay, that makes sense. All right, so it's like a bridge between you, your nervous system, all right, to whatever technology. That's why people can unlock doors with this. They're going to use it again. Revelation 13, verse 16. Let me just get that real quick. That's how you're going to buy food. Okay? It's all going to be connected to this digital system that we're in. Revelation 13, verse 16. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, everyone, to receive a mark in their right hand or on their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. right? So you're not going to be able to buy, sell anything, live in this man society if you don't have this chip. But the Lord's going to take care of his elect, all right? And again, you're not to take this chip, especially if you're an Israelite, okay? We're giving out the warning. It says, MEA's microelectrode array can be used for various applications, including restoring movement in paralyzed individuals. Okay, that's another component. That's another function it can do, I should say, another function. Facilitating communication for those with locked-in syndrome, and even potentially aiding in sight restoration. Again, back to those miracles, right? So these are the functions. MEAs are designed to sense logical slakia. They are designed to sense local neuronal activity translated to commands for external devices and potentially stimulate the brain to elicit desired responses. Yeah, it's like that one video with the monkey had a brain implant. He was controlling things. All right, like something on the computer screen just with his brain. Types. There are various types of MEAs, including implantable in vivo and non-implantable in vitro arrays, as well as rigid, flexible, stretchable versions. Okay. Applications. BCIs using MEAs have been explored for movement restoration, sensory feedback, communication, and even potential sight restoration. Right. Yeah, this thing is here. It's here. Okay, so let's go back to this little article. I'm gonna finish off. Actually, let me pause this real quick, Slocky. Okay, back again. I asked GPT to break down this part. All right, right here. This whole just a little bit, just to edify more, just in case you didn't understand. Okay. The MEAs are, I'm gonna read it real quick, break this down in a simple way. Microelectrode arrays, MEAs, are core components of brain-computer interfaces, BCIs, allowing for the recording and stimulation of neuronal activity. These devices, often implanted in the brain, provide a direct pathway for communication between the nervous system and external devices. Now, here's a breakdown. So the MEAs are tiny devices with lots of small sensors that can listen to brain signals and sometimes send signals back to the brain, right? They're a key part of brain-computer interfaces, tools that let your brain talk to computers or machines. Like I said earlier, just to, just make sure, I just want to go over this, make sure, it's more understandable. MEAs are usually implanted in the brain, right? That's that little computer chip, okay? So they can pick up signals directly from the brain, cells, neurons. This helps people control things like robotic arms, computers, or even wheelchairs just by thinking. Okay? So I said earlier I was giving examples of, like, again, when you want to open up a car door, you just scan it, or you just walk, or you can just however Esau sets up these platforms real soon, or in these stores, you can just walk out, it'll just scan your chip. We know when you need to buy produce. Basically, MEAs equal brain microphones and sometimes speakers that help your brain connect with machines. All right, so it's just basically helping your brain connect with machines. Again, listed it: robotic arms, computers, or even wheelchairs. I want to answer the question: can you open up doors with the doors, or groceries with these? Let me see. Just curious. Yeah, you actually can. at least in theory and increasingly in practice. It says if the BCI, so like if the BCI is connected to the right systems like a smart home or online shopping platform, then you can open doors just by thinking if the door is equipped with a smart lock, right? You can that's a miracle too, in a way. You can buy groceries online by mentally selecting items through a BCI connected interface. Okay. Well, I was just thinking more of the hand being scanned, but it's all the same ish, because again, that whole it's gonna be connected digitally to these different systems. Okay. Real world examples are close to it, so smart home and integration. Some researchers have connected BCIs to systems that control lights, locks, and thermostats. Shopping BCI, there are experimental setups where people with disabilities have used BCI to browse and select items using only their thoughts, though it's still slow and basic compared to touchscreens or voice assistants. See, hey, yeah, we're in that time, man. All right, we're definitely in that time. So it just said it. You can open doors just by thinking about it. Okay. You walk in the grocery store, you might have a brain chip in your mind, in your brain. Yeah, you have a brain chip in your brain, but you have a brain chip, and all you gotta do is just walk out the store, and that scanner is gonna scan the chip, and you paid for it. Okay. It says, or you can go up to your car door and just scan your hand, and again, that chip is connected to that technology and opens the door. All right. And again, same thing with the grocery store. Wherever the chip is located, these platforms that they're soon going to set up is going to scan that chip and bloop. You pay your items paid for. Hey, but Yahweh Shemashah is going to be with us, man. All right, this is not to, because we're going to be outcasted, definitely. We're going to be like pilgrims. Like it says in 2nd Ezra 16, verse 40, but read Isaiah 65, verse 13. The Lord's going to feed, clothe. He's going to give us food. We're going to rejoice. All right, actually, let me get it real quick. Isaiah. How long have I been going? Okay, 32 minutes. I'm heading off soon. I won't be too long. But this is important to know. Okay, very important. Isaiah 65, verse 13. Therefore, thus saith the Lord power, Yahweh by Shemel Shai. Behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. That's the opposite. Everyone else, the 2/3. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. So we're going to eat, drink, and be joyous, all right? I said clothed earlier, so Salakia, but either way, the Lord's going to protect us, okay? The Lord's going to protect us. All right, we're going to be nourished. He's going to guide and protect us, okay? So, yeah, that was it. All right, I'm going to read the last part. Actually, let me read this last part with this Rappaport dude said, these regulatory clearance will exponentially increase our access to diverse, high-quality data, which will help us to build BCI systems that work more effectively. Yeah, because we're definitely here. All right. So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. All right, on to the next one. Shalom.